Like, it's just madness.
Or gets caught rooting a whole heap of hookers like Tiger Woods.
Why isn't everyone? And why the fuck isn't everyone?
I reckon the prestige of the majors has worn off a bit.
We all know the world rankings are diluted now.
Maybe he just wants to go fishing
With his massive fucking yacht.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Teabaggers podcast. I've got my partner in crime, Barry Sean Trevelyan. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. Good to be back in the booth one-on-one with you. It's been a while.
It has. We were just trying to work it out before we came on air. When was the last time we actually did a show, just the two of us? And it's probably been a good 6 or so weeks.
Probably.
So we've had a great run of guests, kicking off there with, what do we go to Queensland? Cam Rayner, Matty Rogers, Seb Tudell.
Yep.
Then we had the big Damien Ryder podcast. Now, some big things have come out of that. So I hope everyone that's listening now has actually listened to the Damien Ryder episode, because what a man, what an achievement he has done.
And more coming.
Yeah, definitely some more coming. We did actually throw a little idea out to him on the episode a few weeks ago, and I think he's going to take up the offer and see if we can set another world record.
Yeah.
So there'll be more of that to come soon, but big things coming in September for the Teabaggers podcast and Golf Gods in general.
Absolutely, yeah. Can't wait for it.
And anything coming up going forward? Any other ones we've got? Any other?
Yeah, we got a bunch of guests lined up. It's just navigating times and locking them in, but some exciting guys. Got some, what have we got? Some cricketers lined up.
Got a couple of cricketers, got a couple of footballers.
Yep.
I think we might do a little tour to Melbourne, maybe do a few in one. I think they're the best ones when we can go a little boys trip away and get some potties done.
Yep, they're always good fun.
But this episode here, this is the Open recap. We are shooting this in Australia on Monday morning.
Yep.
The Open finished about, 4 hours ago?
Yep.
4 hours ago,
4
and
a.m.
Big Scottie got the win.
Yeah, he did. Look, he did it pretty easy, Dale, in the end. I mean, not easy for him. He plays good golf. I found it interesting that he talked pre-event about, trying to discover his passion for golf and what's the purpose. And
then he won a lazy 16 million prize money, and now you can't find the passion
and he couldn't
anymore.
figure out what it's all about. And then he comes and romps at home by 5 or 6 shots and basically was never challenged, really.
No,
so,
that's right. So it's his fourth major.
Yep.
So he puts it, just under Brooks. I think he's the current player running at 5.
Yep.
And obviously Rory's won a few there as well. How many majors is Scottie going to win? I'm going to throw that at you off the top. But.
I think the comparison that we posted it today, it's been getting around, 1,197 days between his first and his fourth.
Yep.
And that matches Tiger's first and fourth. Now, Tiger was 23 when he did it. Scottie's 29.
Yeah.
But in golf terms, that's nothing. You can play, well into your age there for golf. So he's got another 10 majors in him.
So let's say work it out. 10 majors or 10 years?
10 majors left in him.
So he's only got 4 more years of playing. There's 4 a year.
Scottie?
Yeah. So it's 4 majors a year. So he's only got 10. He's only played for 2.5 more years.
So I reckon he'll win 10 more.
Oh, he'll win 10 more?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I reckon
so that's going to put him up near 14.
His game is just so good. He's just so dominant, and he doesn't seem fussed or phased. That's the thing.
He doesn't get too fussed. He just seems to do it easily. Yeah, that's the thing.
Did you tell me it was the 10th time he's led after 54 holes and then gone on one? Yeah. And he's 10 from 10 with that.
10 from 10.
So
if you're a betting man and that comes out and he's up after round 2, there's a fair chance you're going to win your money back there.
He doesn't feel the pressure. He just plays good golf and, just gets it done.
Yeah, so if I do the quick maths, say if he pays for another 10 years and plays to his 39, which is actually still quite young, that's 40 more majors if he's healthy.
Yep.
So he's going to win 1 in every 4, you reckon? That's probably about right.
And like you say, that's only 39. So he's come onto the scene a bit later after the college journey.
Yeah.
He's got stacks of golf left.
Yeah, and he just keeps winning. Yeah. That's the key. And that's what probably, it took him a little while to get that win. But in his college career, he was known to just win tournaments. And they always said once he wins one, he's just going to go shoot the lights out. And that's what he's done for the last few years.
Yeah, and I think, we've obviously Tiger had just a mindset, I'm here to win.
Yep.
We've had some amazing guests on the podcast about mindset recently, and I mean he was lost with a bit of motivation. What's the purpose? But his purpose is to win. That's all he knows. So if he's playing, he's not there to just come 10th and get some money in the bank. He just plays to win. And for someone with not a huge out there character, clearly internally he's just driven to to perform. That's just what he's there for.
Yeah, and I think all the fans, they do want that character that's just out there and charismatic and says the John Daly type things or gets caught rooting a whole heap of hookers like Tiger Woods.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, he's just doing what he's there to do. You don't have to please all the fans. You look at your bank account and you're laughing all the way home.
Exactly.
But I noticed after round 3, you got Hao Tong Lee sitting in second, the Chinese golfer. And now he said in the press conference he's actually just playing 4 second.
Yeah.
He didn't even. Now, I don't know if that's a poor mindset from a pro athlete or not, but it sounded like he's just already ridden off the one when Scottie's 4 shots ahead. No one's catching him.
Well, I think they knew that, he has to falter for them to win, and they just know he's just too dialed in. He's not going to falter. He just doesn't play like that. So if you're second, you can be as driven and focused and positive as you want, but you've got to double his score. You're going to have to shoot the absolute lights out because he's going to go out there and get it done. So
So another major win for Scottie. Doesn't surprise us. All the best to him, obviously, in the next one. But I reckon you're probably on the mark there with your 10 more, getting him up to 14 majors, which would be a crazy effort in this day of age. But one of the things that did sort of pop up was the pace of play after round 1. How bad was that?
Look, it's a frustrating thing because golf is full of all these rules.
Yeah.
You don't get relief here, you get relief there, and everyone knows all these rules. There is a time limit on how long you can hit a golf ball. And they don't police it.
Nah.
I just don't understand.
Well, did Bryson get pulled up?
So I think it was his 3rd round. He was on the clock for 2 holes. But the way it had worked is that he'd been held up by others, which was why he was so far behind.
Yep.
But then they clock him. So he's like, well, it's not really fair that I get clocked. Why isn't everyone? And why the fuck isn't everyone?
Yeah.
You got that many rules officials. You got cameras. If you can't time every golfer at this day and age in a professional sport, it's annoying that this is an ongoing conversation when there's a very easy solution. You just time everyone. And if you're taking too long, bang, there's a warning. 2 warnings, bang, there's a penalty. People will stop if they don't get away with it. People do it because they get away with it.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, if you ask the pro golfer, they'll tell you the exact opposite story from you as the fan and, speed it up. And I'm all for speeding it up because 6-hour rounds is a joke. No one's playing golf for that long. But, if you talk to even just a lower level pro, they're like, nah, we need to take our time. We need to do this. And, and like you said, you can't handle what happens in front. Round 1 had a little bit of rain, shitty weather. You may be questioning what club selection you've got. So you could sort of see how it happened there in on the weekend. But, 6 hours, far too long. I think Mark Leishman came out and said he played 8 holes in 3 hours.
It's just madness. In a game that's so big on integrity of rules, and we play a casual round and someone has a whinge about where you've had a drop, or like the rules are the big thing in golf. I accept time. We don't care about that. It's like, fuck, get on with it. And we're not telling them to play quicker than what the rules state, but rules are rules. Just stick within the guidelines.
And even if they do pull that timer down, they're all going to play to that same time.
Of course
so just play it. So there's 156 players in rounds 1 and 2. Now that's a lot to get through.
It is.
You do get a bit of the rain delay and whatever, but 6 hours, far too long.
Yeah, no excuse for people that play slow. There's obviously conditions that affect how long it will take you to get through a round if you stop and whatnot, but you should be just playing within the rules. I can't. We get told, you don't get a drop there, and you should hit out of a divot. The integrity of golf. Well, fucking play to the pace of play then. Just stick to it.
Nah, I'm all good. I know we played a round a few years ago. I think we got 4.5 hours through 14 holes. We just walked off the course. We're like, this is fuck.
Yeah, and it was banked up that much. It would have been another 2.5 hours to finish. So.
So no one's got time for 6-hour rounds. So something needs to be done. They just need to police it harder, and you watch them if they start policing a certain time clock, whatever that clock is. You watch them just get it done within that time.
Just play within the rules because they do that with every other facet of the game. But speaking of Bryson, tell me about his recovery.
How good was that? So I know he shot 7 over on the first round, had an absolute stinker, and then he shot 16 under on the following 3 rounds.
That's mad.
Now he's gone from 78th in the field after day 1 into finishing at 10th.
Yep.
Now I did a little quick maths, and even if he shot par on that first round, Scottie still beats him by 1.
I mean, that shows Scottie's dominance, doesn't it? That's wild. But it was good to see from Bryson. He dug deep, and it would have been. We saw he had a whiff, which is pretty rare in the pro events. But yeah, he battled hard. I think he said after his first round that his dad told him not to give up, so he didn't give up.
Yep.
And, dialed in and finished off strong, and it was good to see.
Yeah, that's it. And it just shows, like, even as amateurs, we can go out and shoot 10 over what we think we do. And then the next day shoot your lights out and you think, fuck, how good's golf?
Yeah.
Even the pros at that level can go from, I think it was 7 over to 6 under. So it's 13 shots on the same course one day apart.
It's wild, yeah.
Now, for a pro at that level, you wouldn't think he'd be doing that too often, but it shows it can happen.
Yep.
Now, would Bryson be the best golfer on the LIV tour? I know you got Joaquim, but in terms of major performances and all that sort of stuff and consistencies, is he the guy on the tour that's the strongest in the LIV guys?
Good question, Dale. I think you're right, because I think he delivers in the majors, doesn't he? Like he performs in the majors and he performs on LIV. So I think he's able to bring his game to whatever format he's playing.
Yep.
We'll talk about this later, but he's obviously going to play Ryder Cup, and you know he's going to bring it.
Yeah.
Like, he's just a guy that will bring the form. So, yeah, I think you're right. I think he probably is the best one on LIV.
Yeah, and I think, if you look at sole LIV results, Joaquim Neiman, he's probably the one that's won the most, but I haven't yet seen him do it in the major stages.
No.
Now, is it just timing, had an off week or whatever, but Bryson seems to be up dominating that top 10 nearly every major it's been for the last couple of years.
Yep. And again, to start the way he did and then fight back.
Yep.
For the naysayers that say they've signed at LIV for money and they don't try anymore. I mean, if you're 7 over and you fight back to finish 10.
Yeah, you just missed the cut. You play for more money on LIV every week than you are playing for at the Open. So you just go, stuff
whatever.
this, I'm done.
If you didn't care, but clearly he cares and he's there to win. Yeah. And he doesn't give up. So love that take from you.
One of the stats I saw out of the Open, which I really loved, was a couple of the guys, Haotong Li. Now, I reckon about 5 or 6 years ago, we were really following this bloke, Chinese golfer. There's not too many Chinese male golfers on the tour.
Yep.
The females, there's quite a few. And he sort of came in hot, didn't do much. He may have got a win or two. I can't remember off the top of my head. And just gone missing for a long time. Thought his career was done.
Yep.
Anyway, he's rolled up to the Open 2025 and after round 3, he's finished his second.
Yep.
He ended up finishing 4th, but the stat I love was $3.1 million in total prize money for his whole career. Now, if he won, he was going to win $3.1 million the whole time, so he would have doubled his thing. He obviously didn't win. He came 4th and got $876,000. But good to see Haotong Li back in the mix.
Yep.
And then the other one, very similar, is Chris Gotterup.
Yep.
I'm going to get ripped for not being able to pronounce his
I think that's right. It sounded good to me.
his name right. This bloke won the Scottish Open.
Yep.
And he's finished now 2nd in the Open in a very quick succession. Now he's won $2.7 million out of that, and that has doubled his career earnings.
In 2 weeks, basically.
In basically 2 weeks. Yeah. So he finished 2nd the Open and won $1.125 million US.
Yeah.
So some good stories coming out of that in terms of career prize money. And I know Haotong Li, when he was 2nd, he just said, I'm literally playing for 2nd because he thought Scottie had already had him. So
well, it's interesting because you raised whether that was the wrong mindset, and he did end up finishing 4th. So whilst he approached it thinking I can't win, did that mentally affect his overall finish in that event? Because it's a good point that you raised there.
Yep.
Awesome to see that, that they've grinded hard and, he's getting some rewards for it. So hopefully to see a lot more golf from him.
Yep.
Do you reckon, Dale, that the prestige of winning majors now, when we're talking money, has dwindled a little bit because of the LIV payouts and also the PGA Tour signature events and all the money associated? Is the same prestige on majors? Not just from a player's perspective, but from fans as well.
Yeah, my quick answer is no. It's not as prestige anymore because if you want, golfers play for money, let's be realistic, and majors. So if you're playing for a major and it's the most money you can possibly win out of X amount of events for the year, then you want to win those things because there's the most money.
Yep.
But now you've got the Open, the prize money for the winner was $3.1 million US. Now the LIV guys every second week or so are playing for $4 million.
Yeah.
Now I know there's some like the players and all that in the PGA Tour is around about that same money as well.
Yep.
So why, if you're playing for money, why does the money matter whether it's a major or whether it's just a normal LIV event or a PGA event? Now I know the guys that want the most majors, which Tiger Woods and all that were running for, but if you've only won one, if you've won one or two, and
you've ticked the box.
You've ticked the boxes. Yeah. What's another couple? So I would say the prestige has worn off a bit. Yep. I feel it in the way people sort of just on social media and the feedback and the hype around that. I remember 4 or 5 years ago for golf, like those major weeks used to explode.
Yep.
Now they get a bit, but it sort of happens right up before the time, and then after it's gone straight away in terms of the talking. So I reckon the prestige of the majors has worn off a bit because these guys are playing for more money, considerably more money. Like that one's nearly 20% more money every second week, and you've got someone like Warkham who's won 4 or 5 times with more money. So like, what does it matter? I know it's the prestige of I've won X amount of majors, but if you're not in the top 5 of most majors won, what does it matter?
That's right. And for anyone that's not winning them, of course you're playing for money, because if you don't get paid, you don't play. That's right. You got to pay for flights. I guess
that's the thing. You win one, and then you get those rights to keep coming back. So that is very beneficial for a lot of these guys.
Yep.
But in terms if you're driven by money, which a lot of professional golfers are, then whether you win LIV Houston or the Open, it doesn't really matter, I guess.
There's no doubt that you're right as well from a social media perspective and the hype perspective. It's definitely doesn't feel as excitable in the lead up, and that wasn't, we wouldn't create the excitement. You'd get caught up in it because it was just social media.
It was the Tiger Woods hype that used to bring a lot more of that, because when he'd gone away and then had his back injury and then come back.
They were pretty dull when he wasn't playing.
He wasn't dull, but then we used to call it the Tiger effect, didn't we? We knew on social media the amount of hits we'd get on a website would be astronomically more when there was a Tiger Woods in a major. And then obviously when he was competing for those Masters in those few years, it just went through the roof. A lot of that's it's hard to just generate another Tiger Woods when you've got a bloke of a similar stature in terms of ability to win, but his persona on camera and that is completely different.
Yeah.
So, I'm a believer. What do you think? Do you reckon they're still as prestige as they are, or people?
I mean, I reckon the golfers would answer they are, but they probably have to. And I mean, we interviewed the Torquay guys, and I think it was 50-50 if they'd rather win a major or if they'd rather win all the LIV events. I think anyway. But there was definitely, it wasn't just 100% the major.
Yep.
So that's a small sample size. But I think if you really got someone to be honest with you, they would just be either happy to get a win, or they'd be looking to create enough money to keep playing and then invest that money outside of golf. So,
do you think now with the LIV guys not getting world ranking points that the actual field in these majors have been affected as well? Because at the end of the day, the majors were the best of the best. That's why they were there. Now, you can clearly say the best golfers aren't playing in those majors every event.
Yep.
Do you reckon that has affected everything, or do you reckon the LIV players aren't playing? It doesn't really matter.
No, I think it has, and I think it's something you probably can't put a number on, but we all know the world rankings are diluted now.
Yeah,
like it's just known, and it's been like 3 years of it now that it's just you just kind of know.
Yep.
And there'll be the people online that'll still defend it like it's the thing, but everyone fucking knows it's not. If you critically think about it, it can't be accurate. Can't be. So you're already, and I'm not saying there's an asterisk on winners and that type of stuff, but I'm just saying that the world rankings don't count for what they used to.
Yep.
So every event that's based on that, is it the right field, is it not?
Yeah.
And so that's all, and that, I think rather than arguing about it now, you just kind of know like, there's a bit of a flatness to it, that it's not the elite of the elite like it was.
Yep.
Yep. So I certainly think that's played a major part in it.
Oh, well, hopefully when this new PGA commissioner comes on board, he gets down off his high horse and just gets it done with the LIV merger, and we can add some points and see the best players playing in the majors. Because I'd assume the governing body of the Open wants the best players playing in there.
Absolutely.
But they're governed by, they're not in the world ranking points, that's the rule, we're out. But surely as an event organizer, you want the very best players.
Yeah, 100%.
So anyway, the one thing that did suck was the Aussie performances at the Open.
It was a disappointing. For us, the coverage starts at 3 p.m. I think on the first day we had, there were Aussies teeing off every sort of half an hour, so there was plenty of coverage of the boys.
Yep.
But we didn't get to see a lot of results from any of them this time around.
Yeah, it's disappointing. We've got Min Woo missed the cut now.
Yep.
I don't have the track record of his majors this year, but I don't think he's performed probably what he would think to his ability from where his golf was going. So that seems to be disappointing. The stat about Cam Smith, played all 4 majors and missed every Missed every cut.
4 majors and missed every cut.
Now, he basically won, was it the US Open?
No, he won the 2022 Open.
The Open, yeah.
Yep.
And then basically not long after that signed with LIV.
Correct.
And probably struggled in those major events since, is fair to say. Hasn't probably played his best.
Well, is that someone that is getting paid and then the majors are, well, I've got my exemptions to a few of them?
Maybe he just wants to go fishing.
Yeah. With his massive fucking yacht.
That's it. Ryan Peake.
Yep.
Got a lot of talk about. Now, we've any Aussies are going to know Ryan Peake from winning the New Zealand Open and the backstory about his story.
Yep.
We're hoping to get him on the podcast. So, Peakey, if you're listening, mate,
love to have you on, mate.
Seats staying warm over here. But yeah, unfortunately, he missed the cut, but got a lot of coverage from the American side of things, trying to tell his story from being a great junior golfer, getting mixed up with the wrong crowd in the bikie gangs, going to jail for 5 years, and then coming back and become a professional golfer again and winning, and then getting his card and all that. So, fantastic sort of season for him, but a bit disappointing in his first overseas.
Well, he got to play with Phil Mickelson, and
that would have been cool.
It was I think he said that Phil signed a ball for a fan, and he asked if he could get one signed as well. So he was
little fanboy.
You couldn't imagine, that journey of a guy to go from, like you say, elite junior to then going through that world that he went through and time in prison to now playing in a major championship. You could understand why for him he would have approached it as like, I just can't believe I'm here. Where the fuck how's this happened? He would have had those thoughts in the past. How has this happened to me? And he's probably thinking that on the good side now.
And he's probably spent years, because this is a story that other people have covered, but they were saying that he was as good as a Cam Smith and Jason Day in that growing up. He would have gone, seeing Cam Smith, win those majors and all of that sort of stuff, gone, fucking should have been there, this and that, and now had his chance. And I think he's going to obviously come out the other side of his time in jail and be a better golfer for it. And good luck to him. Hopefully he can continue on, make a bit of money and go from there. But Mark Leishman, the only bloke to actually make the cut. Didn't probably have the finish he wanted, but at least we got one of the boys in there. We got one over the line, which was good. And Scottie and a few of the other boys, missed the cut, which was disappointing for the Aussies. So next year it's time to step your game up, Aussies, and we need a major champion. Yeah, we'd like to see it again for sure. So, bit of viral content, Dale. We always love a bit of viral content. We love the viral content. And how was Rory hitting a ball? And somehow there was another golf ball underneath. And he didn't know. So he's flushed his shot, and then another ball just fucking pops up in the air. I was watching that, woke up 6 a.m. in the morning, quickly checked social media for, the latest news on the Open. And I've seen that video. The ball's popped up, he's dropped it, and he's just picked it up. I'm like, what the fuck's he picking up his ball? I didn't, in the footage I seen, I didn't see the other ball go. I'm like, even if he knew that he'd hit the other ball when he picked that one up, still picking up any golf ball is not risky. And, it just could have flicked out that the other one went and whatever. Well, I saw a tweet on a tweet or whatever on X saying the only way Scottie was going to lose in that 4th round was if he had the same scenario but played the wrong ball and then kept playing it because he didn't know, and he ended up with like a 20-shot penalty or something. So Rory was lucky it wasn't actually his ball that he picked up. No, that's right. That's what I thought. I was like, shit. But then when you watch it back, you can see his ball fly out. And then, that other one may have been a couple inches ahead and flicked back out. But definitely social media loved it. Got the views going on that. But I thought, he's picked that up real quickly. And anyway, the local hero didn't quite get it done, but much loved down there at the home of Ireland. Played well, and he gets a little bit of scrutiny over his media involvement of late. But I thought he was great to listen to through the week. He was very positive about the course, and I think since he's won the Masters and he's won that Grand Slam and things like that, I think his attitude has changed a bit into the media. Like, he was really bad through that LIV stage in terms of the way he was portrayed in the media, whether that was exactly how he wanted it to come out or not. That was the way it did. But definitely, I think since he's won the thing, like a weight's lifted off his shoulders, that he's achieved everything that everyone else probably assumes he should have done already. So it'll be interesting to see where he goes over the next few years. I know he's coming out to Australia in the summer. Probably fill the pockets of it with some money there. But He should win the Australian Open by about 10 shots, I think.
The way he's playing well. He's playing good golf, so it'd be good to see an Aussie take him down just to barrack for someone local. But we do want to see a good performance from him here while he's here.
Awesome. All right, got a quick one for you. I saw this one floating around on social media as well. I want you to rank your major championships currently, as of right now, in order of like most popular, your most popular, prestige, everything. What is, if you're going to win them all in order?
Are you talking about from a viewing point of view, if I was a player to win it?
Just an overall event type thing.
All right.
The feel that you get, everything.
I'm a fan of tradition, and I feel bad for saying this, but I'm going to rank, I'll go from the bottom.
Yep.
PGA Championship.
Yep.
I'd happily have the players and get rid of that. I couldn't be fussed about it, to be honest. I'm going to have the Open at third.
Yep.
From a viewer, it's just, I don't know, it just looks cold and windy and that. And I know that's golf and that's where it started, and I respect the traditions. So it's hard to say that for me, but I just sort of have it third. I've got US Open second.
Yep.
I love that they make the roughs hard, and I love everyone bitches about it, and it's a low score that it's a hard score to win it. I love that. And I've got the Masters at 1.
Yep.
I think first major of the year, it does get you excited. It's been the same course every year. You know what you're looking at. You're not trying to study the course and learn what they're going to do. You just know it. So that's my 4, Masters, US Open, the Open, and PGA Championship.
Nice. Well, I'd like to say something different, but that's pretty much how I would have stacked it as well.
Was it?
Yeah, I think I nearly did make a post when the PGA Championships was getting played this year that it's the most overrated major.
Yeah.
Like, nothing was happening. It's boring.
Yep.
So I think PGA Championships is clearly the least favourite. But as you said, there's better stuff that happens at the Players that they could probably swap that out for.
Yep.
I know they won't. And then, the Open, cold, wet, windy. Yeah, not my thing. US Open, exactly like you said. They make it tough. They always win. It's always the roughs are thick and the greens are fast.
Yep.
And then, you can't beat the Masters. So we're pretty much on the same page there.
I wouldn't have thought that. I might have thought it was a bit different.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Nah, very good. So that's coming to the end of the major season.
Yeah, that's all done for the year.
Another golf major season done. We do have the FedEx Cup going to be finishing up with those events there. Now, I think that's still a lazy 22 million that they can win. Now, I did just check before, Scottie Scheffler has won around just under 19 million US to date, just in the prize money.
Yeah.
So if he wins the FedEx, which he is leading, that's just with that another 22. So we're at 38 mil just for non-sponsorship and all the other stuff you might get paid for.
Yep.
Just a lazy 38 mil.
Would you rather, if it was you, win the Open or win the FedEx Cup?
FedEx.
I reckon if I said to you, would you rather have a round of golf at the Open venue or just go play Glenelg with me? You'd probably pick Glenelg, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Pending the weather.
Was it Royal Port Rush? I didn't mind that course.
But the course itself looked amazing, and it was a good course. Like, the golfers had to think their way around.
Yeah.
But just, you're looking at the weather and you're thinking,
shit. And the first round of that day one, that was like, it's looking good. 2 minutes later, it's pissing down with rain. Yeah. It's just like settled in for the day. It's like, fuck that. So that's the end of the major season.
Yeah.
We do have the Ryder Cup coming up this year. Now, always a great year when we get a Ryder Cup season.
Yep.
Bethpage Black, September 25th to the 28th, I think. So we're still... What are we still 2 months away?
Yep.
And there's a little bit of golf to be played. And now the top 6 for the US players and the top 6 in the FedEx, it is the FedEx Cup points that it's ranked on, is it?
Yep.
Yep. And the European.
Is it that or world ranking?
Is it world ranking?
I'm not sure. No, it might be FedEx.
One of those ones. Yeah. But anyway, it's the top 6 guys will go into the US. And then we've got the European to a team. Now, the US team... This is the 6 as it stands at the moment. We've got, of course, Scottie Scheffler, Xander Schauffele, JJ Spawn after his win down there at the PGA.
Yeah, wicked.
Russell Henley.
Surprising.
Quite achiever there,
there you go.
Russell. And then Bryson, which I think Bryson's got to be in the team because he's just going to bring the excitement on social media and and things like that. And then you've got Justin Thomas.
Okay.
Which I'm surprised Justin's still been able to stay there.
Doesn't feel as strong as you would expect, does it? I don't know. That's interesting. He hasn't.
Nah.
He's had a better year this year, Justin Thomas. But
well, all right. Let me put it this way: if you had to pick your team, but you couldn't, would you have JJ Spawn, Russell Henley, or a Colin Marikowi? Now, you can have Colin as well, like he could be the pick, but to say, the guy like JJ Spawn and Russell Henley, who you have to have because of their points.
I think I'd take Molokari over Russell Henley.
Yeah.
I'd have JJ in there. He comes second at the Players and then won the PGA, so...
Yep.
There's a couple of big events.
So those guys in that bubble, we've got Marikawa, Candelay, Harry English, Maverick McNeely, all pushing for the final 2 captains picks.
Yep.
But then you've also got Keegan Bradley, who's number 9 on the list and possibly could be the first person in a long time to be a playing captain.
Yeah, 1963, Arnold Palmer was the last playing captain, I reckon.
There you go. So it shows the feat of,
I want to see it.
I want to see.
He's a good personality.
Yep.
And I think it's a bit of history being that long between drinks for the skipper to tee it up.
And he missed out. Zach Johnson was the captain. Yeah. Remember 2 years ago, and it was either Zach Johnson's quite close with Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth, and I think they had to choose either Justin Thomas or Keegan Bradley, and even though Keegan Bradley was playing probably really well, he chose Justin Thomas out of probably a closer friendship, which is fine. It's his call. So for him to then now be captain and possibly be playing captain and things like that, I think that would be pretty cool. Do they bring in another an assistant captain to take over? Do they just bring in Tiger Woods and say?
Yeah, well, I reckon I think they should. I think they should lessen the burden on him. I don't know who it is, but they should definitely appoint someone to. They want to win, right? And they've struggled in the format, so they don't want to sell themselves short if he's playing and captaining the side. There's big decisions to be made, and you can. Yeah, I like the idea of someone being there. I mean, they have their assistants and all that jazz anyway, but having someone officially anointed as
running, especially if it gives you an extra bloke, extra mind there.
Yep, exactly.
And then if we move on to the European team, obviously Rory, top spot there.
Yep.
Got Tommy Fleetwood. Now, this man just cannot get a win,
He can't. He's Mr. Consistent. He's always around the mark, and you feel for him. I mean, it's been that long since you and I have sat here and reviewed an event, but God, he's had a few near misses since we last spoke together.
Yep.
It's good to see him up there because he's obviously consistent, but it'd be good to see him get a win beforehand and just really fire him up.
I reckon he's another one of those blokes. If he gets the win, he's always around the mark, so that second one's coming fast.
I agree.
Terrell Hatton,
nice.
Our boy, Terrell.
Yeah, Terrell. He did well in the Open, so he was up there and contending, and he brings the fire, so that's a great one there.
No, I did see about the night before the Open, he went and played some little mini course with a couple mates, had 3 pints of Guinness, and then went to bed and checked out. And the reporter said, what are you going to do for round 2? He's like, well, I think I'll just go have 3 pints of Guinness. I think that's my number. Shot the lights out on that day too. So he's one of us.
How'd you go playing golf in that kind of conditions after a few Guinnesses the night before?
Ooh, you'd want to make sure there's some toilets and.
It doesn't sound appealing, does it?
So then you got Robert McIntyre, who's a real inconspicuous golfer that you think, not going to do too much, but always around the mark and probably could take down the very best.
Yep.
Shane Lowry.
Yep.
I'm surprised that he's still up there in terms of all the European tours. I suppose you got people like Lundberg and all those guys that are on the LIV team rankings that won't get it.
Yep.
And then Seb Straker.
Yep.
Holding on to the final automation spot.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's another surprising. He's sitting third in the FedEx Cup.
Shit.
Points.
Third. Yeah, right.
I don't actually know how he did it, but I did look it up there. I've got it. I've got it here. We've got Scottie, Rory, and then Seb.
Okay.
And he's so there's 7 Americans in that top 8, and he's the only European.
Interesting.
So they've got him there.
Yep.
And then the ones that are sitting in that bubble, we've got Victor Hovland.
Yep.
Who always seems to perform.
Yep.
Nikolai Hodjagard.
Yeah, he went all right in the Open. I did see him a bit on the screen.
This is such a stitch up with all these names. They know it's not my specialty. And then you've got Justin Rose.
Yeah.
Now, Justin's always one you'd want in your team because he's always up there. And when he's in that top 5 or 10, he just gets it done most of the time. And then you've got dark horses. You've got Larry Cantor.
Yep.
Luke Donald's the captain.
Yep.
So obviously he won't be playing, but yeah, he'll be good for the team chemistry and things like that.
Do you have an early prediction of who's going to win?
I always want America to win. I feel I'm more into the Americans than that, but I just think Europeans just secretly get it done.
Yeah.
And I think when the Americans are up and then the Europeans come back, that's just great for as a golf spectacle.
Yep.
All the social media goes nuts. So I'd love to see that. A tight competition, America leading, and then on the last day, the Europeans overtake them in the individual rounds.
Yeah, fair enough.
What about you?
Oh, I mean, I would have said Europe, but when you just told me that 7 of the top 8 are Americans, I don't know about tipping Europe again. I think they bond better as a team. That's the sort of thing where, but I think America coming off these losses, I think they're going to be galvanised too. Yep. Bryson, he's out at LIV. They were meant to be banned. I don't know what happened there. Now he's playing.
Does Captain America come back? Patrick Reed?
Well, he hasn't been in conversation, but...
No conversation has. But he is very good at that.
Exactly.
He's got a record to be good at that sort of style.
In that format. And that's what I think for a team game, you want to see like players that are there for the team, and he brings it too. Bryson will definitely bring it. So I'm going to tip at this point the USA, but subject to change closer to the event.
Now, I think the one thing I am looking forward to about the event is the hole 1.
Yes.
Now, is that the best thing in golf? I know you've got the Waste Management party hole, you've got the LIV party hole in Adelaide and things like that. But that hole 1 stadium with the soccer chants and the hooligan style theatre, I think that's probably the best thing in golf.
It's so good. It's it's team format, which but you've genuinely got a crowd of like predominantly Americans, but you're going to have Europeans there too, and they are going to bring it. And if you're watching that first tee and you're not hyped as a spectator for what's about to happen, it hypes you up more than any other kind of golf first tee, doesn't it? Like you're 100%. Just like, hell yeah, let's go. So I think it's wicked. Yeah, I can't wait for it.
So there needs to be a few more teams golf events. I know we've got LIV, but the Ryder Cup style, I don't know what it is. Obviously, a LIV v PGA would be the common sense one. Yeah. But just for that, the theatre, the atmosphere, all of that sort of stuff, there's nothing like it in golf.
No.
Anyway, that's a wrap for another episode of the Teabaggers podcast. Good to have you back in the studio. We'll make sure we keep trying to do these one-on-ones and just talk local and international golf.
Love that.
But that's a wrap from another Teabaggers podcast.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, boys.